What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to another unboxing showcase review, and we do have a new Marvel Legends here. I am very surprised I was able to find this, I guess as early as I did. I know this has just recently been released out into the stores. I did find mine at GameStop. You can actually check out my toy hunt video and see where I acquired it. So this is the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Cyborg Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman. This was a complete shocker to me because once I saw the name, I was like, wait a second, Spider-Woman, what's going on? I know we are going to enter a whole new territory with the Across the Spider-Verse movie. I absolutely cannot wait for that movie. I'm so excited to watch it. This is quite a character sculpt. I can't believe like this whole design. It is absolutely wild and I love it. I absolutely love it. So let's just get this over. Let's get it started so we can check out this figure. This is a digital render on the front of the box. It looks very dull and everything like that, so hopefully what we get out of the figure is what we get, at least better, I should say. What I mean, we got some crazy artwork going on here. It looks like Spider-Woman just went through hell for the mere fact of, you know, this whole transformation that happened. This is the typical artwork cover that we see on the card backs from the wave, and then of course on the back, Cyborg Spider-Woman, another digital render. This thing is practically 8 inches tall, 7.9 inches. But yeah, there you go. There are no accessories to this thing. This is what we get. This is basically, in my eyes, a Build-A-Figure. This is a deluxe figure, so you will be paying deluxe prices for this. But let's take a look at this. I'm just excited. I'm so excited to try this out. I can't believe I didn't cut that all the way. That's so crazy. So here we go. Let's see what we got going on. Oh, there's more tape. Oh, of course, there's always a tape at the bottom that I always forget about. And there you go. So let's see how this thing is actually wrapped up and packaged here, because with these Build-A-Figures, it's just not one of these deluxe figures. Sometimes, you know, we've found that we might have to put it together, but normally we will see. So there we go. Everything is pretty much laid out right in here. It is clasped in, so let's just start on the one side and get this open. And this is how it's put together. Oh wow, okay, so it's pretty much like it's encapsulated in this. So there is no accessories. It's just held in pretty tightly like that. But let me just properly take this out of the wrapper, and then we can take a look at the figure. All right, guys, there we have it. We have her on the rotating base, and this is quite the size of a figure. There's a part of me that's kind of like, maybe it's there. Well, you know what? It is big. It's a really big figure. You got some large pieces going on here. Right off the bat, I mean, there's going to be a lot of gripes. I say a lot because I already see it. So we're going to get through that. So let's kind of go through our motions of, you know, checking out this figure. This is a pretty cool figure. The sculpt and everything, the whole design is awesome to me. But was it executed properly? No, I don't think it was. So let's just take a look and see what's going on. Now, with all of this, I know we are gonna have such an amazing sculpt, and this is why I like it so much. This is so crazy. Let's take a look because everything looks great. So we have the head here. Look at that. So all the silver pieces that you see, of course, those are the, I guess, the metal and the cybernetic parts to it. We've got the eye with some green going on, and then of course this slatted area for an eye for the left one, and then like a breather type mask like so. All it is just painted silver. I don't even see any other wash in there, or it's not painted silver, it's just a silver plastic. We definitely have the Spider-Man webbing all throughout, and it is sculpted all throughout, but a lot of it, at least it's painted, but a lot of it is like it missed its mark. From far away you can't tell, but it looks like, because it's like a barbed wire, the webbing is like a barbed wire pattern, and it goes throughout, and you can see it through here too, as well as through here. So it looks really cool. It's a cool design, like so, but it looks like the silver to capture it wasn't applied in the best way. We got this, I guess if you want to call it, this partakes into the spider logo, but it's just this all chain going on. So it's just this like a gunmetal color plastic. So that's it, and it's loose too. So it does, this is the only thing that's pretty solid right onto the chest area. You see so much. We'll start with the right arm, because you see how it's kind of just attached to her shoulder right there. And then there's different kinds of silver and gray on here. This looks really good. It could use a black wash. I would definitely recommend putting a black wash on here. There's some wiring that you can see underneath there, right at the shoulder part, which could definitely use extra colors that would help out nicely. But this arm is crazy, so crazy in the detail. You could see like all these like barrel piston type things. Probably like, oh, is that, yeah, that's like a gun right here, like the cannon part of a gun. Well, this is the cannon part, this like minigun type thing, and it does spin. So, and you got all these spikes sticking out from it too. It's crazy. Look at that. Even here, this looks like a handle of some kind. That is nuts. So much going on to it. That is crazy. Then on this side, on the left side, we got this huge shoulder pad with these spikes sticking out of it. Some of them aren't straight. Actually, most of them are pretty straight. Some of them are just a little curved a bit, but nothing a little heat can't fix. That looks pretty good. But the gray on here is pretty bland, because this gray matches this gray, but it doesn't look right. Like, I feel like this should be like more of the silver color, but that's my opinion on it. On the left arm though, look at this. She's got these bandages that go across her arm. It goes across here like so, and then she's got this spiked bracelet right here, but she's got these spikes on her hands also, which I'm going to assume should be painted in some way. I can't really tell. It's hard to determine as to why or what the spikes on her hands are for, but I'm already seeing, like, you know, more less paint that's on the back of the figure, and we'll go to that as well. We have this yellow utility belt, which is nice. I think it is loose. It's a loose piece, so, because there is some, is there a waist here? No, there's a diaphragm cut. The pants, it's funny because look, you could see all these lines here that should replicate like the stress lines of clothing, but it doesn't look right. That's the weird thing, because here you could see in the thigh area, you could see the stress lines in the clothing, which is done nicely. It's pretty good, but here it's just weird looking. I don't get that, what that was done there for. More of the bandages that's wrapped around her right leg, and then there's a pouch that's attached here to the upper thigh, and of course there's more of a brown belt with some spikes here that could have or rivets that you could, you know, should be painted silver, but yet they paint this ring silver. So there you have that. This is crazy, this whole knee pad thing with the spikes sticking up like that. It's basically looks like a claw. That is crazy. There's more of this brown belt going on that's wrapping around the right leg, and then of course onto the boot as well. It's funny because The lip of the boot is folded downward while this one's upward. So this symmetry here, well, there is no symmetry, just the asymmetry of everything is so crazy because one side has one thing, the other side has another. And because the left has this spike ring going all across, and again the spikes, like I feel as if this I would love this to be this silver color. That would look so much better. The paint on the webbing, of course, throughout, but then it just stops. It's so crazy. So look, check this out. You can even see it. You got all this, the silver barbed wire color for the webbing, but it doesn't continue. It's just like on this spot right here, but doesn't continue anywhere along the boot. Yet here's the one area of the boot that's not, but yet on this side it is. The top is not. Over here it's not, and of course the back area. Yet you see the brown straps of the belt, yeah, and then there, of course, there's the silver buckle that's painted. So it's very, very inconsistent, extremely inconsistent. Same thing that happens here. Look, you got the silver going on, but yet there's no, it just doesn't continue anywhere around, including on this side. There's nothing. And of course, it's going to be worse on the back. There's nothing on the back. At least on the back, you can tell that it's consistent, right? Because it's not painted. But yet, when you look at the front, it's just, hey, I'll just paint here and here. They just chose their places. It's as if they wanted certain areas to just want to be shown, but then they didn't finish. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. That's a very disappointing, especially with paint, and of course with, you know, a deluxe figure, and you're paying for a higher price. You want all of that stuff to be done. So in the back, the arm is the same way. You see here, and there's no paint for this webbing. If I lift this up, so okay, so all of these spikes are paneled underneath, so that's where they come from. Yep, they didn't bother painting that, probably because they thought it was covered with the shoulder pad. And then same thing, no extra paint for the webbing. So that's a serious disappointment. It sucks, definitely does suck. This is loose because the only attachment here is right there, but you know, the sculpt is so good, and if they executed the paint better, it would be so good. It would be very well done. But there you go, that paint sculpt, because this is such a wild sculpt. I love it so much. But the paint, man, I feel like I'm gonna have to fix the paint myself. Articulation, this we'll see how the articulation goes. The head can turn left and right. It's definitely a smaller head, because you got to think of the stylized animation style going on here. It's a dumbbell joint, so it's not a hinge, but she can look up slightly, she can look down pretty much all the way. But yeah, there is tilt. There's definitely tilt going on, like so. The right arm does not move. That's as far as it goes. So this is your range right here. You can spin it all the way around, which is good. You have an upper bicep, that's what I'm going to call it, but there's no other bend. So this is just a straight shot of a cannon, like so. This of course rotates, which is very nice. So this barrel rotates. This can rotate separately as well. I don't think there's any other pieces that's going to rotate. Yep, that's it right there. The other arm, we can move the shoulder pretty much to a 90 degree. It's got a double jointed elbow, and it is pinless because this whole thing is a whole new sculpt. So it's smart of them to make sure that it's pinless. But there you go. That's a very good range. It goes all the way up. There is the diaphragm. Diaphragm cut's actually covered up by these chains, so that's nice to make it look seamless. But you can see the twist going on right there. can definitely turn that figure. There is a shift that you can make it with the diaphragm, and I don't think there's a cut here. I think the belt just covers up. Yeah, it's not even that. I just looked at that, right? Did you guys see that? If I move the belt down, that's where the paint stops. That is where the paint stops. So that belt should not be moved. There is no waist cut, so it is a diaphragm joint. So can she bend back that bit? Just, yeah, she can bend pretty much that far, and then she can bend forward like so. So that's pretty good right there. The legs can go that far. Both legs have an upper thigh cut. This pouch kind of gets in the way where it hits the butt right there, but it's not like you're going to really go any further than that. Double jointed knees on both sides, and of course they are pinless, so that still works out very nicely. I think they're both the same anyway, so yep, there you go. And then of course the feet, it looks like there's some hindrance here because the tongue of the boot is blocking there, but on this side you can get it pretty far up. You can go back pretty far on both of them as well, so not too bad with the ankle. And of course they both pivot. There's nothing wrong with their pivoting, so pretty good, not too bad. That's your articulation. All right, so we know that said 7.9 inches tall, and yep, pretty much he's right there at the 8-inch mark, like so. And of course, for comparison, let's try a couple figures. I have a few figures here. We'll start out with G.I. Joe Classified series. There is a Crimson Guard, and here we have Mythic Legions. This is Belphegor, and we have Candy Frog. This is Joy Toy. And to compare some Marvel Legends, I have here Angela, because she's more on the taller female side. And for your females, I have the older female body for Psylocke, and then I have the newer female body with Dark Phoenix. And here's Vulcan, as well as the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. And I picked out Venom, got him right off the shelf because that's how I have him pose. Venom is pretty much right at the shoulder, right below the shoulder, I should say. And I got Venom Pull out, and Venom Pull is actually shorter than this figure, so that's crazy, right? You can see the differences with the style, because of the stylized animation on the Spider-Woman is very, very different from our typical Marvel Legends. All right guys, there you have it. There is my review for the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Cyborg Spider-Woman. There's a lot of ups and downs on this thing. The biggest thing about this is I love the whole design and the sculpt of this figure. Of course, the bad thing is the way that they painted this thing. It's so minimal. I mean, I know they got the gist of it and everything, but that is my biggest gripe for this figure. Outside of the fact that she comes with no other accessories, like not even maybe a fisted left hand. You know what I mean? Like hands, of all things. Marvel Legends loves to give us hands, yet we don't get hands on this deluxe figure. Granted, I get that, you know what, the price of this thing is probably because of this whole thing is a whole new sculpt that's never going to be used again, ever. I highly doubt it, because look at it. It's so, there's things all over the place, but they just they couldn't paint it. So as much as I do like this figure, this is still a weird disappointment for me. I'm going to still enjoy it because I really enjoy the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, franchise movie thing. So I can't wait to see the movie, and I'm definitely curious to see how this Cyborg Spider-Woman came to be. But let me know what you guys think. I would greatly appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you soon, and I hope to see you on the next hunt.